Assalamu alaikum friends, hope you all are good, doing well. Okay, now today one of my subscribers had asked me that I should prove one of the questions from class 10th, that is prove that 6 plus under root 2 is irrational. Okay, we have to prove that we have to prove 6 plus under root 2, this is irrational. Okay, now in order to prove such questions, this type of questions, what we go through the contradictory method. Okay, what is contradictory method? In this, we assume that we go through the assumption method. We assume that, let's assume that 6 plus under root 2 is rational. Okay, we were actually supposed to find that, we were actually supposed to prove that it's irrational. We suppose that, okay, if it's not irrational, let it be rational. Okay, now if 6 plus under root 2 is rational, that means it can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. Okay, that means, which implies 6 plus under root 2, it can be written in the form of rational numbers, in the form of p by q. We can say a by b. Okay, where this a, b, they are co-primes. Okay, hope you know the term co-primes. That means they have no common factor between them. Okay, a and b are having no common factor between them. Now after this, what we are going to do, we'll be taking the 6 out from this under root 2. Okay, so what we'll be having over here, under root 2 is equal to a by b minus 6. Now here, solve this. How you'll solve it? You'll solve it like a minus 6b by b. Simply, here we have the remainder, here we have the denominator as 1. Go through the cross multiplication. This is very easy, and this you might be knowing from your earlier classes, that how we solve rational numbers, the operation between the rational numbers. Okay, this is how we get these things. Now after this, now we have a minus 6b by b. Now here we have a minus 6b by b. If you see this term, it is a rational. A minus 6b by b is rational because it's in the form of p by q. Okay, now, and b is not equal to 0, where a minus 6b by b is rational. But a minus 6b by b is rational. Therefore, if this term on the right hand side is rational, that means the term on the left hand side will be also rational. Therefore, under root 2 is rational. But it's a contradiction. Why? Because we already know that but under root 2 is irrational. Okay, that means our assumption, our supposition was wrong. That means if our supposition was wrong, but what we had assumed, what we had supposed, we had supposed that 6 plus under root 2 is rational. That means our supposition was wrong. Okay. If our supposition was wrong, 6 plus under root 2 is what? Irrational. Okay. So this is how we prove that 6 plus under root 2 is irrational. Okay. Now, one more question one of the subscribers had asked, that how we can prove 1 by under root 2 is what? This is irrational. Okay. How we can prove 1 by under root 2 is irrational? See, simply we'll go through the supposition method. Okay, assumption method. Okay, how we are going to go through that very method? See, simply what we are having, the question is, we have to prove 1 by under root 2 is irrational. What we will go through, we'll say that let it be solution. Let 1 by under root 2 be rational. Therefore, we can write it in the form of p by q, implies 1 by under root 2 is equal to a by b. Is it so? Where a and b are what? Co-primes. Fine. Now after this, what we are having, Now what we'll go through the rationalization method. Rationalize both the sides. Both the sides. Don't say rationalize both the sides. We will rationalize this very thing. We'll go through 1 by 2. When we rationalize this very 1 by under root 2 side, what we get, that means simply we have to multiply and divide under root 2, and from this side we'll be having this. Okay, you know why we do this? See, if we cancel out the two things, 1 by under root 2 and 1 by under root 2, again we will be having what? We will be having 1 by under root 2. Okay, now solve it. We will be having under root 2 and this will be 2, or we can say under root 2 square, and this is equal to a by b. Now this 2 and this square, it will move out. We'll be having under root 2 by 2 is equal to a by b. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, now here what we did here, simply we adopted the method of rationalization. Okay, here we simply went for rationalization. We rationalized this very side. Okay, now then what we got under root 2 by 2, it's equal to a by b. Okay, now take this 2 away from under root 2. We'll be having under root 2, and this will move to this side. It will come in the numerator, or here it was in division, it will come here in multiplication. Okay, now what we are having over here, we are having under root 2 is equal to 2a by b. But we know that a and b, they are what? But a and b, 2a and b, it forms a rational number. But 2a by b is a rational number. Okay, but 2a by b is a rational number, which implies that if 2a by b is a rational number, it implies that under root 2 is also a rational number. Therefore, under root 2 is a rational number. But it's a contradiction, because we know that under root 2 is not a rational number, but under root 2 is irrational. Therefore, our supposition was wrong. Therefore, 1 by under root 2 is what? It is irrational. Okay? Clear? I hope this is clear to you people. If this video was clear to you people, do like, subscribe and share my channel. Okay? Thank you.